Yeah. Oh, it says I gotta fix that. Oh no. Oh no, don't look at me. Oh, it's fine. We got it together. It'll be fine. I always forget to do that out because it's just an image that I have to change in my little hotbar here. So I always forget to change the image. It's a little quiet. I am gonna turn it up slightly. There we go. I think that should be good. Yeah, today we're doing the trial. This is episode 2, case 2, chapter 2, whatever you want to call it. We're doing that today. You'll have to give me a break. I meant to stream yesterday also. I mean, I always mean to stream all of the time. But holy crap. It's so crummy here. The smoke, it makes me talk like this, so you're gonna have to give me a break when I talk like this when I'm playing. But we're gonna do it. We're committed, baby. You know it. What was I gonna say? I need to preamble a bit to get, because I'm not 100% today, folks. So I need to preamble a little bit so that I feel ready to talk. And I was gonna say something, but it's completely gone. As soon as I sit in this chair and start streaming, just all of the goo falls out of my brain. It's a very dry brain. And it just shrivels up. And it's no good. And it happens every time. But we'll just get right into it. This is Maya. I looked away, and I literally looked away from the screen and forgot who was on the screen.
Hey, Nick!
What is it? Is something wrong?
Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy! Oh, so check out the mask glossy I bought.
You bought this where?
From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale.
You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff.
Uh-huh. Publicity photo.
Come on, I am guilty! Throw the book at me!
Who's screaming like that?
Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it!
Yeah, I did. But it doesn't look like things are gonna get any less ugly for you.
Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! I steal the baguette! Le trial! I kill the baguette! I am le murderer!
He's at it again.
I sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor. I admit it.
But you don't have the sacred urn, right?
Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean I didn't commit the crime.
Normally when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you... Yikes.
Anyway, I admit that I am guilty. So make sure they give me the guilty verdict, please! Please! Spoiled!
Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie.
Oh, Desi, honey. Bonjour. Well, actually... I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this.
Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you.
Oh, Mare, Well, you see, actually, the thief is me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee you my Ronnie is innocent. Oh no, we're getting... Oh no, the threats are coming here to ruin my game. Oh. With their cheeses and their wines. Oh. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So, why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. Yeah, it's because you did it. It's you. You're the only other character we've talked to, so it must be you. I don't know, that's not true. We might have talked to other characters and I've forgotten them. It could be Larry Butts. We don't know. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is masked to mask or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now.
Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom.
For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. It could be Maya. We don't know. We've encountered two characters. I wonder who it could be. I don't know, it might be the... Oh, here he is. I forgot we were getting him in this case. But, I haven't come up with a voice for Godot, because I don't know anything about Godot other than his design, which I've seen many times. Normal! We'll see about that.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight.
Oh, is he very suave? Oh. Rico suave. Maybe. That might be good. That might be, like rolling his R's. That might be, I think you might be onto something there. And the defense is ready, Your Honor.
And what about the prosecution? Are you prepared to...
What a stupid question.
What did you say?
Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment?
No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides.
Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Yeah, I think I like this. I think I like this Ricardo Montalban voice that I'm doing.
Who are you?
I am Godot, legendary prosecutor. I have never lost a case. Ah, he's the one that Detective Atney was talking about. It could also be Detective Atney. I forgot we talked to Detective Atney, who has a large deformed eye that is not affected by perspective. Ricardo Godot. Phoenix is literally immovable object. All these prosecutors are unstoppable force, and Phoenix just stands there. He's like, I don't know. What's happening?
Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far?
None. Oh, well, God. Get a load of this guy.
What did you say?
I've never prosecuted a case before.
Never, but you've said you've never lost before.
Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either.
Quite the arrogance for a beginner, aren't you?
Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings.
I like this smooth jazz. I think this is gonna be I like this guy.
Yes, but a mask in a court of law.
Ha! Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks, either on our faces or over our hearts.
This guy's the real deal, all right, Nick. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal?
So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Huh?
Nick, is he a friend of yours?
No. I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who is this masked man? is that a Sailor Moon reference? I don't know. Who was that masked man? But you didn't do anything.
I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you.
Well then, Prosecutor Gobo?
It's not Gobo. It's Godot, Your Honor.
In any case, please, give your opening statement.
Opening statement. Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Wright.
The Lord's cheats. What is it?
Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder, how much can you withstand before you and your case break in two?
Look, his hand. He's supposed to be holding his coffee, but it's not there. I saw that. I saw you, game. You can't fool me.
Well then, let's hear from the first witness. Yes.
My name is, no one asked for your name, witness. The important thing is what you know. That is all. Start talking. We are listening.
Yes, sir. All right, witness. First, let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is a voice I'm comfortable with. Oh, the classic. He loves trash. Oh, jeez. We gotta cut in. I wonder what about this mask we're gonna have to... Or about this photo. Excuse me. And it's gonna be a big deal. What does that bag come from, by the way? I assume it comes from something in, like, Japanese folklore. Because that's the bag that the guy who steals your powers in Kirby has. Yeah, it's in Mario Party. It's in stuff. So I can only assume there's some, like, mythical thing it's from. But I don't know. I just remember seeing it a lot.
The Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lord Lee Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was the Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T.
That's pretty clever, Gumshoe. I would have to get Gumshoe props on saying, like, that was a clever turn of phrase. That's cleverer than he normally gets.
So then the actual identity of this masked mask is... Mr. Godot, what are you...
Yeah! There it is!
We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot.
Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee.
Maybe I should give him a... Ah, you're back. Give him the old, Shoot, what's the guy's name? I can't even remember his name now. The guy who plays the boss in, Persona 5. He loves coffee. He definitely has that air about him, being like a distinguished person. I have to drink my own beverage. As I said, it's very smoky outside and I'm all stuffed up a little bit, so please forgive me if I start talking like, you know, start talking awful. I'm doing my best here.
I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed.
Very well. It's only coffee, after all.
What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial.
Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Well, Nick, what are you gonna do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Masked Mask who stole the urn.
Okay, I guess that's what we're doing.
Ask the thief. He's a master thief.
All right, well, let's just press everything. As normal, we're just gonna bother about every single thing he says.
Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning?
Yup. No one knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true. I'm, Zvari, author on thieves.
An author? He's written books about thieves? I think he probably meant to say authority.
The fact that this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal.
It's easy when those fingers happen to be butterfingers. So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh?
You got it, pal. Except for maybe the thief's mom, that is.
But isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police?
You don't mean the detectives Vary, do ya?
Who is this person? Sorry, he sounds German.
His name is Luke Atme, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him.
What the heck? I guess he's not all that famous after all.
Anyway, it's true that he did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole.
Oh, I see. It seems you're not the expert you claim to be.
It looks like the thief is toying with me even now.
Okay, well, I guess we've established that Gumshoe is not the foremost authority on this thief, which, okay.
Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards?
Of course I have, except the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. And so I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred.
And that's because Detective Atme stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police.
Was the calling card that Lordly Taylor received authentic?
Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature, but we're not releasing that information to the general public.
But you're absolutely certain that this card is real?
Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I guess he's talking about Mask to Mask's emblem.
His fifth heist. Oh, whoops. Wrong bumper. We're getting there, folks.
His fifth heist. And your fifth screw-up, huh? Objection, pal! That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time.
You of all people shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe.
I just want everyone here in this courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away. Got me?
Wow, it looks like he's really got it in for Detective Atney.
Always to go after the blah blah blah.
Art pieces? Like what, for example? Well, his first target was the famous tear of Emanon.
What's that, some kind of especially salty teardrop?
No, sir. It's a blue diamond. A single rare diamond. Next was the crown of Bongora. You know, the thing you put on your head. After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Megina, sir. The Detective Atney just retrieved the portrait of Megina and returned it to the museum.
And the target of his fifth and last robbery was the sacred urn, right?
But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces?
Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections.
Somehow Mr. Delight doesn't look the type.
Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. Sure, it was mask to mask.
What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T?
I was thinking of asking the same thing myself.
Ugh. I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal. First of all, there's the calling card. We're 100% certain it's authentic. Then there's the fact that he seemed to know all about the security system. Then finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi.
And so, since this robbery seems to fit all those conditions...
That's right. It means Mask to Mask is behind it.
Nick, it definitely looks like it was Mask to Mask who stole the urn.
But there's no real evidence either way as to whether Ron Delight is Mask to Mask.
But...
Also, the urn hasn't turned up yet, let alone in connection to Mr. Delight himself.
So even though we know it was Mask to Mask that did it...
Maybe for the time being, I should try to show it wasn't Mask to Mask that did it. Okay. First started his crime spree 6. Well, let's look at our stuff. We can now look at our options. Ooh. 1 second. I gotta... Ooh, stretch a little bit. Yeah, we've got this statue, which seems more... I don't know. Seems like more of a thing than... Stupid urn, supposedly priceless but has no monetary value. Okay, see, this is why you have to look at your evidence. The most precious art pieces. But this is a piece of crap! Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe?
Just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous.
You said he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right?
That's right, pal.
But there's one problem, and that's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art.
But what do you mean?
Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing?
No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price.
Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn?
The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense.
So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Mask to Mask would normally go after.
If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Mask to Mask?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction, but the argument made itself. But
Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Mask to Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot?
This coffee here is my own special blend. I call it Godot 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. And that's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Wright.
what?
If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess.
Sorry, but I don't get what you mean.
If you're saying it wasn't Mask the Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Mask the Mask's methods. A fake.
A fake mask?
Fake to mask? That sounds so ridiculous. But I like it.
How are you doing that with your mouth? It's confusing. I like his Chad profile. Godot's kind of base. I like his Nomura straps that he has on his arms for no reason.
Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Wright.
The only way I can do his voice is by moving my head like that. I'm sorry, there's really just no other way. There's no way to make that voice happen without the expression. You can't see my arms, but I'm also moving my arms. There's just no other way.
Proof that the person who appeared at the Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake.
Though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting.
It looks like I'm gonna have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake Damask. I like how we're just naming. I mean, there's this. It looks like a piece of shit. So Mask to Mask. It's calling card. Most priceless work of art on display in your Treasures of Karain exhibit. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? Speckled? It's not speckled. The emblem is top secret. Security camera photo. Publicity photo. I guess. So his mask has kind of a little curve in it. And it looks like it's metal the whole way. It's not black on one side. But I think I might just be splitting hairs. I don't think those are the differences it wants me to point out. Because you see this and you're like, oh, maybe the black is on the wrong side, and that would be the thing. But I feel like it's got to be the calling card somehow, but in a way that I don't get. Because, like, the calling card, I don't know. It will be elaborated upon. Okay, well, I don't know. We'll see. Was that about the speckled urn comment? I assume that it was. Let's try the card. Let's look at our stuff first. So we've got him walking out, but he's not really walking out. He just picked the box up and walked with it to pretend like he was walking out of the thing. Is his hat the same? Yeah, his hat. Oh, he's got 2 feathers in his hat. And this one, he only has 1. No, he has 2. Shit. Damn it. I'm trying. He doesn't have the big emblem on his chest. That's important, right? He doesn't have the big thing. Maybe it could be the photo, because he doesn't have the big thing on. Oh, it was about Godot. Oh, I see. The strap. Oh, the straps on his thing.
And the proof is right here.
Aha, I was right.
This looks like a photo taken by a security camera.
But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Ha! Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just...
Oh, it's so peculiar. Blah, blah, blah. It's this. It's his thing.
It's right here, of course.
You mean mask to mask?
I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at.
Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning?
The problem I have is with the security camera photo. The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch.
Or brooch. People say brooch, but it's spelled brooch. I don't know.
The brooch on Damask's chest.
A breach? Here! Bailiff, get my steed! We need to retreat at once!
A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on.
A clasp, eh? Ah, I see it now.
But the mask in the security camera photo... he has no brooch. That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as his symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Mask Damask is a fake. I've been fooled again.
Order! It's true! Undeniably true! Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this?
I'm sorry, sir, but I don't know how I... Hey now, if you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too.
Mr. Godot! You deserve some blame in this too! How could you have overlooked such a large brooch?
Ha! The brooch you are talking about. Do you mean this? That's Mask Damask's brooch.
Where did you find it?
Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence.
I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue.
Buddha statue? He must mean the Amy Faye statue.
Why didn't you tell me about that, sir?
I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence.
Yeah, this guy is one cool customer.
It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left his pretty little hickeys on there too.
Hickeys?
Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Ron Delight's fingerprints.
What?
What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? Order! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch!
I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her.
I mean it appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back.
Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene.
Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem.
Looks like it was torn off some clothing.
Huh.
You mess with Godot, and you get burned.
Ah, he's been playing me like a violin. Like a goddamn fiddle, even.
Well, George, I'm about ready to call my next witness.
You done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet.
You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough.
That doesn't sound good at all.
Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom.
Finally time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh?
Bleh. 1 second is one drip of coffee in the pot. Let's hurry it up.
Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear.
What's clear?
Zvari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct?
Well, yes. That's right.
Not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil.
Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atme, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens.
Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off.
I've heard that on the night of the crime you were all alone on security detail.
You've heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is.
Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason. I'm sure of it.
Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed.
It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. We know this. That's when my nemesis, the infinite mask to mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. It's important to know. We have to know. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police.
So, you didn't get a clear look at the criminal?
My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. I like how it sounds like he's detailing his anime powers. Like, his monocle sees everything, but only in a 200-degree radius. If I can get to his side, yeah, anime moment. Yes! Based Daisojo! Let's go! Yeah! I'm still upset they changed his original scream in the remake. It's just so good. And it's cool that they gave voice acting and stuff. But that original scream is just perfect. But of course, that's only natural. I will definitely be streaming SMT5 when it comes out, by the way. We don't have to worry about that. Nice! That's good shit. Which was this person playing the original and not the remake? I assume because, otherwise you just give him the skills. Remake. Oh, hard mode. Ooh. Hard mode's a nightmare. Mostly it's just that everything's so expensive. Like, the money costs going up makes everything harder. Because you can't just summon and do all the things that you want to do. Anyway.
I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening.
Ooh, that's really good. That is pretty based. Well, Sir Old Timer, let me explain. We're not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the King of Thieves, the great Mask to Mask, my arch enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me.
Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, that's pretty based. Based Daisojo. 1 o'clock in the morning. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. And so that would be 1 o'clock on the morning of the 12th, correct? That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer. You were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at the time? A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse, near the computer. Near the computer, huh?
So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it?
Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too.
Gumshoe also said that they've never spotted the thief at the crime scenes before.
Precisely. That is precisely the reason I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief.
It looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is.
In any case, he went and bopped him.
Dancingly descended? From where exactly?
Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else?
So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief?
My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow while my ears listened to his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes.
I hereby W. Ace Dunce.
Took a fierce blow upon my noble head.
You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened.
Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask, and that's all I can recall. Wait, look! The little rivets! There's 2 and 2, not 3, 1 and 1, like the mask. That's wrong! That's wrong! I looked at the rivets on the mask. I knew it would be important.
That's not very solid as far as testimony goes.
However, fortunately, I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe.
Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see the problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with the photo?
Let's look at the court record really fast. Look! Look at it! I was right. 3, 1 and 1, not 2 and 2. Look, it's just, it's different here too. Well, shit. Well, they could at least be consistent, god damn it. I'm doing my best here. Well, this has 3, 1 and 1 on it also. No, it has 4. Stupid rivets. I'm thinking too hard for the game again. He doesn't even have his cape in this photo either. If only we could see the top of his little head. Three rivets. One on top and one on bottom. 2 rivets. But that's the same as in this. But then this one doesn't have a rivet on the bottom. It's inconsistent. And this has 4. What a nightmare. I sure hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Good. Then let's continue with the testimony.
Oh, I didn't get to say I have a problem with the photo. I thought that I would be good to be like, I have a problem with the photo. But clearly there's nothing wrong with it. The 2 rivets is absolutely meaningless. Gosh dang it. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. Yeah, this is gonna be the thing we have to talk about.
Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing. That's certainly some very impressive detective work.
Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head?
Huh? Well, actually, yes. By a fire extinguisher?
And what happened?
I was knocked out.
And you lost your memory, too.
You see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I have more brains to begin with.
He may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed.
In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then... emergency phone to notify the police. Oh, ha, ha. Sackway Blue.
About this 30 minutes.
My silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium.
As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying.
I think he's saying that he was out cold.
So, what happened during these 30 minutes?
No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether.
Just what is he going on about?
There's something suspicious about Detective Atney. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in?
Also, he said he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. But that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence.
Huh? Which piece?
The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie?
I mean, that's what I said. Because we couldn't do anything. But what about the thing we just got? It was torn off! You were here when we talked about it.
Mr. Atney, could you take a look at this? Could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours?
Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Mask Damask. It is, in point of fact, Mask Damask's brooch.
It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened.
Ah, elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough.
Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing.
Ripped off! Aha!
We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atney. Detective Atney, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court?
Witness! Give...
Guys, don't you know? Giving false testimony is a serious crime. But it's very important to note that giving false testimony is a crime, and you're not allowed to do it. Thank you, Judge. I'm glad to know this. I sure wish you knew it every case before now. You big piece of shit. Giving false testimony is a serious crap. Fuck off. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind at this statement. No, just wait a moment, Sir Old Timer.
Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home.
I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately.
The true measure of a man is the amount of work he does. That's what I always say.
Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? You talk too much.
Witness! So are you saying now that you and the thief fought?
Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor.
Excuse me?
Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules.
Indeed, I understand. Look at me, agree completely. Ah. I'm all stuffy. Blech. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, look at me cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true, bam! And that's all she wrote.
So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Mask to Mask.
Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Wait, what? Wait, go back. He said third? What? What are you talking about? You're insane. And people were mean to Gumshoe for no reason. Again.
Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case.
Well, that can't be good.
Why did he say third crime? I want to press that statement. Screw this. Third crime. Ah, dang it. That's all I get. That's stupid. Well, let's press all his bullshit. Looked away from the door for a brief moment.
So, why did you look away from the door anyway?
In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer, elegantly of course.
So, you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer? What should I do? Should I ask some more questions?
About the sensor.
And what kind of sensors are you talking about?
There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up a heat detecting, infrared, and ultraviolet sensors to each of them.
And that's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours?
Lordly Taylor Department Store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well.
In other words, it couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh?
Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer? I don't know, you seem pretty easily discombobulated. I like this track a lot. It sounds like sort of outrun-y, sort of vapor wavy. Like it sounds like it could have, if you just shove in some droning, it could have been a Hotline Miami track. It kind of goes off, not gonna lie.
What does that mean? Discombobulated?
Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean.
Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway?
Now I've forgotten. What was I saying?
Jeez. It's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago.
Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony.
The joke is Phoenix doesn't know what discombobulated means. Incredible. Way to go, Phoenix Wright.
What do you mean by a weapon from the side?
Naturally that the thief had no idea that I, Luke Atme, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse.
Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch?
Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp.
Okay, so he is talking about the Shichishito.
So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness?
It's only with his fists. You can only trust your fists. Police will never help you.
You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities?
But of course, in college I was second in charge of the boxing club.
I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive.
However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Mask to Mask.
This guy's a real piece of work. Can you tell us a little more about what happened?
My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious.
Powericious?
I assumed the Atme fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. And that, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? So, what was this flash of light that blinded you?
I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman.
The statue of Amy Faye, I'm guessing.
Well, that wasn't very much help at all. Well, what do you think, Nick?
Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now.
Yeah? What is it?
This Luke Atme guy, he's definitely hiding something.
But why?
I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective.
Okay. Where's the from the side? Present. I guess the statue. Oh, photo of the storeroom entrance? No. I guess the statue. It doesn't say moved the night of the crime. Okay. It does. But I had said something because I was like, if it doesn't say that it was over there, then I'm gonna be upset. Oh shoot! Didn't count. It was standing far away. It wasn't standing next to the door. It was standing like at the other end.
Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement?
I'm not sure I follow you.
It clearly, contradicts the, Well, I thought...
You don't sound very sure, Mr. Wright. Objection denied.
I don't think that won me any points with the judge.
Okay, well, let's go back to our questions. Okay, we'll ask him about the computer this time. Look, it's all the way over there. You can see it in this pan. What about the computer, bud?
So, did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well?
Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me. Look at me.
In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data.
What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? I guess we'll ask him about his stupid fighting style.
What is this at-me fighting style?
I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say any more. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way, no one can get behind you.
And that's it? And that's the at-me fighting style?
Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony?
Well, it was very important, actually. Well, there we go. We found the thing.
And of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique after all.
Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night.
Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out.
Now then, witness, we'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony.
I put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye.
Where is this third eye you're talking about?
This asshole.
Oh, it's right between my right and left eyebrows. It's quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call it the forehead, if you like.
Why didn't you just say that in the first place?
Sir Lawyer, it looks like the creases in your own forehead are getting deeper.
So Mr. Atme got hit on the forehead then?
That's what he says.
I've got a funny feeling about that.
Actually, so do I.
Well, what do you think, Nick?
Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now. It's that he's hiding something. And I said this already.
Okay. Wait, shoot. Ah, I skipped it. I thought that it... Oh no. I'm stupid. Alright, let's see. Statue, the thing. Treasures of the village. Top secret emblem. Warehouse camera. Knocked at me out to blow to the back of the head. Yeah, you definitely told us the opposite of that. I wasn't sure if it said something about that in the description, but I'm glad it does.
Hey, idiot! Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards.
What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet.
I believe this is what you said yesterday.
No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here.
From behind, huh?
But just now, you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head.
It seems I've made another mistake.
Detective Atme, that's not the only strange part of your testimony.
What do you mean by that?
For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security.
Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad.
And that's wrong.
Objection. Why does he sound like this? Objection. Yeah, baby. Objection. I'm glad we got a single voice clip to contextualize his voice at all. But I'm sticking with Ricardo Montalban. Famously known for, as I'm sure you're aware, the episode of Columbo where he plays a matador.
To err is human. To forgive, divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die. They love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes.
Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that.
Oh no, his coffee!
Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end.
That is one of my rules.
And this is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around.
Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you're asserting?
Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that...
Do I want to go straight for it? Do I want to just jump right in? I don't know. It seems a little presumptuous. I'm definitely insinuating that. But I don't know what does a fake mean? A fake in what sense? Because these two are basically the same thing. Let's just go with he's mask to mask, because that's, you know, that's the path we're going down.
The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atney's true identity is actually Mask to Mask.
Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atney's story. He said he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure.
That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made it an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a...
Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atme. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask to Mask.
But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Mask to Mask. The security camera belonged to the Lordly Taylor department store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it.
He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn.
So, The ace detective is actually an ace thief? Is this true, witness?
Ha! Damask's MO is pure genius, and so am I. Look at me, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, Sir Lawyer.
What? Witness, you're admitting it.
Nick, now's your chance.
Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atme, when you assumed the thief's...
You motherfucker!
Godot Blend 102. My personal favorite.
Mr. Godot!
The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true.
But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and
I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt, Mr. Wright. If this detective is really the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face.
well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have. Quickly!
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. What's the big rush?
Are you all right, Nick?
Atme looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. Can I really do it?
Just gonna save the game real fast. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atme is in fact Mask to Mask is right here. As usual, the defense becomes prepared, Your Honor.
Very well then. Let's see what you've got. Please present proof that Mask to Mask is actually Luke Atme.
All right, let's look at what we've got. The security at Lordly Taylor. I will be coming to purloin the most priceless work of art on display in your Treasures of Karain exhibit. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? Yours truly, Mask to Mask. Camera data. Security camera, photo. The blackmail letter. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 a.m. on October 12th and bring $50,000. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. I knew the ring was important. I'm glad Gumshoe drew a little attention to it. What did he call it? The something's tier? The Monsanto's tier or whatever it was, some ridiculous made up name. So I know the ring has to have something to do with it, but I don't know if this is the thing. Because I meant to say it earlier, but I feel like it's obvious that the ring is the thing and he keeps it on him. Publicity photo. Doesn't have the ring in the picture. Does he have the ring in this picture? No. That'd be really damning if he did. Well, let's try our... Great powers of deduction, yet rarely makes sense. Flashy thief who steals valuable works of art, sends a calling card before a heist. Godot, age question marks. A prosecutor who is shrouded in mystery. He seems to know me somehow. Well, let's go with this, the camera data, or the blackmail letter. No, he doesn't like it. Mr. Trite is still a mite sleepy. Perhaps he's like a big mug of my special Godot blend. Shut up.
No thanks, I'm fine, really. What do I do now? Another mistake like that and I'm through. Without some decisive evidence, I could be risking everything.
Oh no. Well, let's try it again. Let's try the camera data. But if not, we'll concede. No, he hates it. I don't have jack shit.
Proof? Of course I've got nothing. Just what I thought.
A man has to hold his head up high, no matter how bad things get, after all.
Ah.
I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion.
This is not good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy's the thief.
Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again.
It's no good. I'm just not ready yet.
But are you gonna just give up and let us lose this?
So, you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer?
I can't think of a counterattack at all.
It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, if you have anything further to add, that... Who? Who are you?
That doesn't really matter right now, does it?
Miss Delight, what are you doing here?
Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for. I think I found it.
You mean that bag?
No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well...
That's...
The sacred urn! Nick, it's the urn!
Yeah, and it's been fixed. It says Amy now.
Most mysterious. Order! 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 You, madam. That urn, where did you find it?
You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective, Luke Atme. Oh, Desi, you are the best.
Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Atme? Even you are gonna have a hard time weaseling out of this one.
Objection!
Huh, pathetic.
Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say?
Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly the times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad.
You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved?
Before casting aspersions at the detective at me, consider the young lady here. Your name is Desiree. Desiree Delight. Is it correct?
Yes? What about it?
Ha! How charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring.
What are you insinuating?
As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere, including the office of the good detective here.
It's true. This is actually making sense. It's complete conjecture and total bullshit.
So, you found the urn. What does it prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it.
What? I just brought it here from the detective's office.
Please, madame. This town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we have been witness to.
You're wrong. I would never do such a thing.
Mr. Light,
Please, Nicky boy, you gotta help me talk some sense into these people.
there must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Atme Detective Agency.
Fingerprints?
I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it.
Fingerprints, eh?
Oh, come now. Now you're really making me laugh, Sir Lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. May I go on? Good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything.
What about it, Mr. Wright? The witness's fingerprints would be nothing anyway.
Nick, what are you gonna do now?
I've come too far to turn back now. Atme must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person would be on the urn. Shoot, I don't know.
I mean, Adrian? Adrian! I actually have no idea. I didn't even think fingerprints would necessarily be right. Maybe Adrian.
Let me give you an important piece of advice. The one who keeps a cool head all the way until the game's end is the winner.
Let me give you an even more important piece of advice, Mr. Wright. You're not going to win this game with that answer.
Wow, even the judge is making cool, snappy remarks now.
Does that mean I was wrong again? The urn was put in that bag and carried to the detective's office yesterday. That means the person I should be fingering is the person who left their prints on the urn yesterday at the Atme Detective Agency.
I know who it is. I know who it is. It should be this person. What? She touched it, didn't she? Didn't she reach in and poke at it? I don't know. This is what I get for... This is what I get for playing the game like a week. I guess it's been 2 weeks. It's been a long time. I thought that... I remember her being like, we should look in this bag, and Phoenix being like, no. So I thought that she might have looked in the bag and like poked something before he pulled her hand away. But I don't know. Maybe Pearl? No, clearly I have no idea. It's either been too long or... Person who left their prints on the urn yesterday at the detective agency. I don't know. Think it over again.
Well, Mr. Wright, what have you decided to do?
Forgive me, Your Honor. I've decided to think the whole thing over again. There must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Atme Detective Agency.
Okay, so we have different... Bag! Yeah. It's... I have... I can testify that I saw the bag. I don't know. Maybe? I'm kind of lost here, but to be fair, it's not the game's fault necessarily. It's been 2 weeks since I've seen what happened. And if I played this maybe all at one time, I would probably remember what happened. But that's what you get, right?
What's wrong? Isn't it your job to come up with something to say?
Nick, come on, it should be easy to prove. After all, we checked out that bag, didn't we?
You're right. I remember doing that.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying.
Whatever was in there, it was hard and round and smooth, too.
Yes, it must have been the urn. It must have.
But I never actually saw it with my own eyes. Atme walked in just when I was about to have a look at it. So even if it was the urn in there, I can't testify that it was.
You're right.
Ha! It looks like I was wrong about you, Mr. Wright. In this town overflowing with lies, there's still a single flickering candle of truth.
Nicky boy.
Well, it's true that I never actually saw the urn. Maybe I can still testify about it from another angle.
Okay, so it wasn't Maya that touched it. It was me.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin.
Fingerprint. Wait. Yeah, fingerprints. Fingerprints. Animaniac's joke. You could do it yourself. That writes itself. This person. Me! Young but skilled lawyer.
It's me. What more can I say? This is my 3rd year as a young but skilled lawyer.
Okay. See, I thought that Maya had touched it. See? My brain was very close to figuring it out. Because it was like, Maya loves touching shit, right? She should have reached her grubby little fingers in there and been like, Phoenix, let's commit crimes. Let's touch things. So what is all this fuss about fingerprints anyway?
Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday?
I didn't. I did not recall the events of yesterday.
Hey, Nick, come on, open it up.
Hey, wait a minute. We can't just open his private property.
Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. Well, what's in there?
Hang on a sec. I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth.
Well, hello there. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at that time, but I did touch what was inside. What? You touched it? Yeah, don't worry about fruit of the poisonous tree. It doesn't matter. And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard. Well, that was just... Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Atmy's office. Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you just say? It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. I polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Atmy Detective Agency. Ha! This blend, Godot Blend 107. I've decided it's a little too bitter after all. No, his Cyclops mask. He's gonna shoot lasers at everybody. It's malfunctioning.
Order! I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and...
Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that.
No need, you say?
Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn.
What are you saying?
Yes, I've finally broken him down. Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
This guy is nuttier than a fruitcake.
You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Mask to Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance.
Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atmy's condition?
He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be.
Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief.
Nick, you were right after all.
Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight really wasn't the thief.
The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, you better continue this case. You're wrong, I tell you. I mean, excuse me, a big burp in there. Not exactly,
I am used to my Spanish accent. I have to get back into the French. Not exactly wrong so much as, but not exactly right is what I was really trying to say.
Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening.
the thief, the sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures. It's me. I'm him. I'm the one you want. I'm the thief, I tell you. So do it. Pronounce me guilty, please.
I don't know what kind of a kangaroo court you all think this is, but...
The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please, hurry and pass a What are you talking about? I already confessed. I'm the thief, I tell you.
Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee.
Is there, Mr. Thief?
Yes, sir.
If you're really a man, then clean up after your own mess.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any idea what you mean.
If you are Mask the Mask, then prove it.
I am confusing the accents. They are bleeding together. The European is all the same. Oh.
If you are Mask the Mask, then prove it. That is what it means.
Yes, sir. I'll be happy to. Oh.
He says he'll be happy to, Nick.
It's kinda cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy.
Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man.
I know that. I won't fail, I swear.
Okay then, talk. We're all listening.
Oh, well, let's all have a listen to this confession.
Mask the Mask's identity, huh? The truth is, I've been Mask the Mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Mask the Mask, can you? I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night, dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right there in this photo. That's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off, that's all. A fart in your general direction. Oh.
I don't like the direction this trial is taken.
But this is how every trial goes. At least with me, anyways.
Ha! You're doing great.
Oh, stop it, Mr. Godot. You're embarrassing me.
Like I said, you're only going to get one chance to testify. Alright?
But if you make it through this with flying... Oh, it keeps happening. I warned you about the accents.
But if you make it through this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Mask the Mask.
Thanks so much, Mr. Godot. I'll do my best. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. We're not gonna worry about that. That's not suspicious. It's not important.
All right, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination.
Whoops.
You may think you're the real Mask to Mask, but your wife thinks you're delusional.
I haven't told Desiree yet about my true identity, I mean. Believe me, I've got my reasons.
With the way your room is decked out, how could she not know about it?
Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose.
What should I do? It sounds like we're about to get sidetracked. Again.
So, why are you withholding the truth from your wife?
Well, first of all, I don't think she believed me anyway. Second, there's one thing that Desiree absolutely detests. It's criminals.
If that's the case, then why did you ever start thieving to begin with?
Well, Desi is crazy about shopping. She's a real shopaholic. But she's the love of my life, Your Honor. I guess you could say I'm a Desi-aholic.
So you have a complicated family situation after all.
All right, that's enough. Please continue with your testimony. I beg of you.
Can't prove I'm not actually masked to mask. Well, luckily that's not how courts work, bud.
I thought you were gonna be the one to show us proof.
You know that you're the real mask to mask and
Not just some kind of obsessed fanboy.
And now that's not fair. Why do I have to do all the hard work anyway?
Maybe because you're the one making the outrageous claim? For a change.
Come on, Nick. You know Mr. Delight could have committed the crime. You're the one with the fancy law degree. It's time to put it to work already.
I need some kind of proof that Ron couldn't possibly be mask to mask.
Well, I guess that if you had that kind of proof, we wouldn't still be here, would we?
For the time being, maybe I need to shift strategy. I should try to show that Mr. Delight couldn't have stolen the urn.
Anyway, I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen. Ah!
You've got no alibi.
I've been a judge for a long time, and this is the first time I've ever heard the defendant brag about having no alibi.
But I tell you, I was in Lordly Taylor that night. No, that's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse.
Hold on.
What is it, Nick?
Where was Ron Delight when the crime happened anyway? If we can prove he had an alibi after all, then this case would be a piece of cake.
Well, you're right, but
You think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee.
Well, I think maybe I can.
Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence that shows the defendant has an alibi?
no, I don't. We'll talk about that later.
Of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
I'm sorry. Say, what am I apologizing for? You, witness, hurry up with your testimony already.
I'm sorry. Why is it that I'm always the one that has to apologize to everyone in the end?
Dancingly descended, huh?
Dancingly descended? From where exactly?
Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else?
So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Somebody save me. Again.
I guess he thinks descended sounds more heroic or thief-like or something.
Anyway, I was there at the scene of it's a crime scene, just like I said. Right there in the photos, that's me.
And this is the photo that was taken by the security camera at the crime scene. No doubt about it.
No doubt about it. That's mask to mask.
Yes, but don't forget there's something important missing. The real Mask to Mask has a big brooch on his chest.
Snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off.
You didn't notice it? You didn't notice it when your brooch was torn off?
Huh? Well, I'm always a little nervous when I'm working.
There's a bit of clothing left on the backside of the brooch. I don't think it could have been torn off that easily.
Yes, but I don't see what that has to do with anything. Right now we're trying to prove that Mr. Delight isn't the thief, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Let me hear that testimony one more time.
Why does Mr. Delight want to be mask to mask so badly anyway? It's kind of disturbing. He doesn't seem like your typical attention whore to me. Dang, Maya. Dang, just throwing it out there. Maya takes no prisoners. Ah. Unlike, say, you, Nick. Ah, double ouch.
I am nothing of the sort. Thank you very much. But I gotta admit, the way Ron is acting is kinda scary.
Anyway, time to poke some holes in that testimony of his.
I don't have an alibi. Well, let's look. Don't want your true identity revealed to the world. Come to KB Security at 1 a.m. on October 12th and bring $50,000. Well, it's gotta be this then. KB Security is not the basement.
Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct?
Ah, that's...
What is it?
A blackmail letter.
That's what it looks like from the contents.
Blackmail?
According to this letter, at 1 o'clock in the morning at the night of the crime, Mr. Ron Delight was ordered to the offices of KB Security.
1 o'clock in the morning?
Correct. Which is around the time the security camera photo was taken. So, if the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi.
No!
Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car. According to Larry, anyway.
Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say?
What?
And stop drinking that coffee!
Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong.
You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. All right, I'll try. I'll do it. I will. He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up.
Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school.
Mr. Wright, it's true that I received that blackmail letter. But whether or not I actually went there is a whole different story, right? Oh, sorry if I'm sounding dramatic. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about.
Ha! That was brilliant.
Well, Mr. Wright, it looks like you need some more evidence after all.
Ah, this stupid kid.
Now then, let's see your evidence. Demonstrate to this court that Mr. Delight actually went to KB Security that night.
Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct?
Ah, yes, it does. I had lost it somewhere.
Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away.
No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence.
Evidence?
Mr. Delight,
When did you first notice that you'd lost your wallet?
Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner.
This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at KB Security Headquarters.
What? Surely you're not serious?
Yes, I am serious. It proves that Mr. Delight was, in fact, at KB Security that night.
No!
Ha!
This is indeed sad. Romanticists are blind to the reality that lies before them.
Huh? What does that mean?
Why did Mr. Delight drop his wallet at KB Security? What purpose did it serve? Perhaps it was dropped by his wife to create a false alibi for her dear husband instead.
Sorry, but Mr. Delight probably dropped it himself when he went to use this. The key card to KB Security's CEO's office.
CEO's office?
What's wrong? No snappy comebacks? The fact is that Mr. Delight entered the CEO's office around 1 o'clock that night.
No, no, no!
Order! 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 So, when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was at KD Security. It looks like a perfect case for the defense.
You may see it as a perfect case, Judge. But to me, well, let's just say that my Godot Blend 107 impresses me a lot more.
What are you trying to say?
Just say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. But did you actually investigate this CEO at all?
Huh? Well, no. I guess not.
Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof. I'm not sure what I think of that.
I'm not sure what I think about. At least I know what I think about you.
Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim the defendant entered the CEO's office, but you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright.
Nick, I think we're gonna have to track down the CEO guy.
No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright?
There is someone else who can testify. And this is the person who can testify that the key card was used at 1 a.m. that night. It's Larry! Like, man, I can, totally testify, dude.
Who is this useless-looking young man?
You don't remember him, Your Honor?
Not exactly. But just looking at this picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat.
It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago.
He probably blocked that out. Blocked that memory on purpose. Blocked out that memory on purpose. We got it. We got this. We'll get it together. Anyway, this man was working as a security guard at KB Security that night. Oh. And the question at hand is this key card. Yep, like that's the key card that they use in the building. I work. That's the key card they use in the building I work. Not work at?
Like according to the serial number, this one is for the CEO's office. You needed to get into that room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record. Yeah, it tells you exactly who entered the room and when.
As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this keycard's data.
It looks like he should be holding a cigarette, like with his hand. He just spat all over the place. Way to go, idiot. With the smoke coming out and him holding his hand like that, I looked over really quick and I was like, wait, is he holding a cigarette? There's no way, right? And it wasn't. Obviously, he wasn't doing that, because it'd be insane if there was a cigarette in this game. They'd have to blur him out like they blur out Jotaro.
Well, Mr. Godot.
The name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here.
So what does it show?
Each keycard has its own serial number, and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime.
Got him.
But that means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed as Mask the Mask in this photo.
Ha! It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe.
So then,
Blondie Light was clearly in the office of KB Security's CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be Mask the Mask.
Good job! You did it, Nick!
That's enough! I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief.
what's wrong, Your Honor?
I'm ready to pass judgment. Before I do that, do you have any further objections?
No, Your Honor.
Oh.
Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, not guilty.
Dang, we didn't... Are you sure? There's the whole question of the box and the paint smears.
Court is now adjourned.
And it got pieced back together. Why'd it get pieced back together? What's happening? Wait, it's... What? No! No one objected! And victory music is playing. What? There was like a whole other part of the case we didn't talk about. How does his nose fit in the mask?
Nick, you did it! You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself.
Nicky boy. Oh, Miss Delight. I knew you could do it. Wouldn't it be Mrs.? It's Mrs. Delight, their husband and wife. She shares his last name. Come on now. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I could ever repay you. Ah, shucks. Thanks, Miss Delight. I just know I'm blushing.
Congratulations, Mr. Nick.
Oh, pearls! Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Who is this woman?
Oh, she's nobody. She's just,
You're blushing. How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Youch! Slap me.
Pearly? This woman is Miss Desiree Delight, and she's our client's wife.
Oh, Mr. Nick!
Yes?
You're even worse than I thought. Going behind the back of your own client.
No, you've got it all.
I'll never forgive you.
Ow! A double slap.
Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? We got the sacred urn back and the thief has been caught. You're so right. And it's all thanks to Nicky Boy here. But actually, it was you, Miss Delight, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, please. You're embarrassing me.
If we won the case, then why does this guy still look so glum?
Oh, but I am the thief. Actually, what's the point now? What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie. Yeah, she totally did it. I told you. I know that, and I appreciate it, Daisy. But the thing is...
Come on, give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo?
Dang, you said amigo. You were right. Thank you for giving me prior knowledge that I could see. This is why streaming is great, is because there would be no way for me to tell what kind of voice to give this guy. Like, he's brown, sure, but that doesn't automatically mean Spanish. And he's got all these other personality. Like, I might have given him the boss voice, because he does say like objection. Like, he says it in his big, deep, stupid voice. So I might have impersonated that. Objection.
But now I can do this. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. It's majestic.
It's always good. So thank you, Sabaka, for giving me just enough knowledge for it to be useful. This is what I love. I love my viewers. This is a stream for smart people who know the difference between spoilers and foreshadowing and helping. This is a connoisseur's stream, okay?
Mr. Godot, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Wright.
Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy.
Well, playtime is over.
Huh?
Early this morning, the body of Kane Bullard was discovered.
What? Oh my god! What happened? Kane Bullard? Where have I heard that name before? Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security? Wait, but body?
The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th.
1 a.m. on October 12th.
Wait, you don't mean? That's right, amigo. At the same time that a cheap little urn was being stolen, the CEO of KB Security was being murdered.
So then, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. You figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today?
Help me out. What?
On October 12th, at 1 o'clock in the morning, Ron Delight was in the CEO's office. The scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbued with utter rage.
What are you saying? Imbrued with rage?
Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard.
An employee of KB Security?
He looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief. It's going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi.
No way.
He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred.
No, that's a lie. It can't be true.
Oh, but I am the thief, I tell you.
Run the light. You're going back to prison again. This time, the charge is much more serious. This time, you'll be tried for murder.
What? This can't. This is impossible.
I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Wright. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward.
Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you?
I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here.
Are you? Is this? Is this Edgeworth? Did Edgeworth like go to Tijuana and get a tan?
This guy. Who the heck is he? He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced.
Well then, it's time to say goodbye to Mr. Light, Mr. Delight.
Nick, how could this be happening?
Right in front of our very eyes. Our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me.
Oh, Ronnie! Yo, this is fucking. This rules. This is so based. This is Kino right here. The entire chapter, the entire case has been the setup for another case. This fucking rocks.
Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's gonna happen next?
Well, we'll find out on the next episode. Yo, let's go. Yo, this is awesome. Okay, well, it's not technically. You know what? We're gonna stop there. It's not technically the end of the chapter, but I think finishing that trial, I think that's a great place to stop. I know it's early, but I feel like going any further would be a disservice. That was kind of awesome. It was a little short, but I mean, obviously we have a whole other case in front of us. This blew my mind. Holy crap. Yeah, this is like they're stepping it up for this game, clearly. I guess that's it for me today. Thanks everyone for watching. This was a lot of fun. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know whether I'm gonna play Sigma Male Simulator, otherwise known as Virtue's Last Reward, or maybe I'll play FF7 Remake. I'm close to the end with that game, so I might want to finish that off. Once I finish Remake, I'll probably not sub anything in for it. I'll just stick with, because I've got Kingdom Hearts 2, Phoenix Wright, Final Fantasy, Virtue's Last Reward, and also, you know, whatever, Chibi Robo Clean Sweep. Just a little game that's been the fulfillment of all of my, you know, hopes and dreams and desires. Just a little game. You might, you know, I don't know, you've probably never heard of it. But yeah, but I'll be back tomorrow, you know, at the normal time. This was so much fun. You know, I get discouraged sometimes. I'm like, oh, I don't want to stream. I don't get, you know, whatever. I'm a little sicky, or I'm sad, or whatever. But then, you know, this has really lifted my spirits. Every once in a while, I'll just have a great stream where I'm like, this is amazing. I'm so glad that I'm doing this. So thanks for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Mwah. I love you all. Yeah, GG bro. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna peace out. Don't need to read anybody or anything. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. I'm waving goodbye.